We're going to try this. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. If you're watching for the first time, thank you for being here. I am going to go live with Papa Bear Alaska. And how is my audio and video? Can you guys hear me okay? Hopefully it's okay. And I sent Papa Bear Alaska a link, so we're going to try to get him in here. I'm not sure how it works. If we can't get him, we'll just go live from my iPad. Hey, Sean. Audio is good? Okay, cool. How you doing, Sean? Good to see you, brother. Brother Pete. So I'm looking at the wrong camera. I have a laptop to my left and I have an iPad right here, so I'm gonna look at you guys directly. Sean's probably messing with me. We're gonna try this out. I'm not sure if it'll work, but so I try to get Papa Bear. I sent him an email link, so I'm hoping it works. So let's try something real quick. I'm not sure if it'll work. I had it on my other. Oh, it's there. That is cool. Check out this video. We're gonna play this for a second. I'm learning how to do this. Hey, Joanne, check this out, man. Dude, this is so cool. I'm learning slowly. Check this out. I can upload these videos. Watch this. So it is a little bit buggy, but it's still pretty cool. Learning how to use it. All right. Hey, Papa Bear, I sent you an email. I don't know if it was from my email or my daughter's. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong camera. I think I sent it either to your email, from my email address, or my daughter's, but it's from StreamYard. So, oh, there he is. I got him. Got him. How are you?
Hey.
Good to see you. This is awesome. I love it. I love it a lot.
You know, you're upside down in my screen.
Am I really?
Yeah, seriously. Like your cap should be falling off right now. You're literally upside down.
Am I upside down in everybody's stream? Or is it just you?
I don't know. No, because I'm watching you on the phone and you look fine.
Oh, okay.
All right. But on my screen, you're upside down.
That's funny.
I'm okay with that.
Cool.
Okay. You're kind of an upside down guy anyway.
I am kind of an upside down guy. Yeah. Your beard is beautiful as usual.
Oh, dude, I didn't even, man, I'm sorry here. I went live on your show and I didn't even like.
Hey.
Little grooming.
No showing off, man.
Okay.
Is my exposure good enough? I look weird. I look like I'm in a mortuary. I didn't get the good lighting that I wanted, but it's okay.
Okay, I'm not making any comments on that, okay? Because I thought of about 3 really funny things to say.
Yeah, just say it.
I'm just leaving it alone.
We have no borders. None at all.
Dude, I'm sporting. I just happened to be wearing this shirt today. I did.
That's awesome.
Plug, baby. Plug. You know, you got to plug it, I guess. But I just happen to wear it because it's actually a very comfortable shirt.
Well, the cool thing with the StreamYard, I can plug in whatever I want to plug in. I just got to find it. So if I do a share screen, which I can do it, I can go to your website. I can do all that stuff. So as soon as I get...
I like it. And I'm using my Yeti mic. So can you hear me okay?
Oh, you hear good. I mean, I hear
fantastic.
Good. I hear you good.
My Yeti. I just like saying Yeti for some reason. Yeti.
Which one do you have? Which Yeti microphone do you have?
It's one of the older ones. Well, I want to say I probably bought it 3 years ago, but it's all wrapped up in cords right now because I got stuff dangling and hanging. But I don't know if you can. I can turn the camera a little bit here.
Oh, wait, if it's a Yeti, yeah, that's good.
Right there. My Yeti.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah, see that right there? That's a Little fox fur hanging on the wall.
I'm not sure if they're really good for a multiple. I mean, you can use it for multiple voices, but I've been hearing that the quality goes down when we have like worship and stuff in church.
Oh, yeah, they're probably not the best for that ambient sound. There's better
Yeah,
microphones, I'm sure.
but they're good
Yeah.
for like voiceovers and just like what we're doing. Yeah.
All right, so you and I are on this thing. Is anybody watching us, or is it just you and me?
Well, we had about 165 Russians, and then they just stepped out for a minute. They might come back later. And then we have consistently about 15 people, just to check their.
Okay, so I'm looking at how many people are on Periscope then.
I think we have. I got one on YouTube. What the heck? I have a YouTube viewer. What? That's crazy.
Wow, I've never had one of those before.
I know, me neither.
Watching from Maui. All right, so we got to ask a question because I love doing this in my broadcast. I know you like to. So tell us what country, state, province, or prison you're from.
Prisons are included.
Yeah, we count. Yeah,
I'm gonna open up my phone.
I'm telling you, if you're watching from a prison, we'll give you a shout out.
Definitely, you deserve it. So what are we?
Hello. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you know what, man, we're going up against Lisa Sansusi. That's why.
Who we're going up against?
Lisa Sansusi.
Why? Oh, she's live.
Yeah, she's live. I see Brother Keoki in here. I see Roxy. Stop licking my pants.
United Kingdom.
United Kingdom's in the house. Good to see
you.
North Texas. Thank you for joining from North Texas. Beautiful.
North Texas. You know, Texans usually will tell you, especially if they're from North or West, they tell you what part of Texas. And I don't know why that is, but maybe for those of you from Texas, you can tell me why you specify. Are there parts of Texas you don't want people to think you're from? I don't know. Are there parts of Hawaii like, hey, I want to make sure that you know I'm not from this part of Hawaii?
Nah, we joke about it, but if you're from Waianae, it's kind of a joke. But Waianae is the most beautiful place. One of the most.
Is it really?
Places. Yeah, it's the west side, but that don't mean nothing. It just means you got the sunset. You know, but traditionally, and this is a joke, but it's partially true. Anything that ends or begins with a W, simply we have more indigenous locals. So no one wants to be from Austin or Houston. What about Wichita Falls? I've been in Wichita Falls.
Okay, Fort Worth, Texas has the biggest Cabela store, and I spent over 6 hours in that place. That was so much fun. That place is awesome. You guys know what I'm talking about, Cabela's?
Yeah, that's like a outdoorsman's store or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to set up my other tripod so I can watch my phone here.
What's up, Maui Menehuni, with your slightly male model looking photo? I see Brother Keoki and Barbara Bilbrey. Barbara Bilbrey, how are you? Good to see you. Barbara is a broadcaster. Cool.
All right.
Mary Kay. So, our title, are we still live? We are.
I think we are. I'm watching it.
Okay, let me make sure. My computer,
there's definitely a delay from the computer to this, huh?
I see it. That's why I got my Periscope open on my phone.
You know what? I should read the title so I know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't even know, honestly. I totally forgot. I think we're just going to talk and share our heart.
It says Hawaii and Alaska, we're dealing with COVID-19.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So that's an easy one to talk about. And people have been concerned. Are you guys okay in Alaska? You're so remote. I'm like, yeah, we're kind of used to this.
Yeah, it's nothing new. It really is.
What it's changed is flying out of Alaska. That's what's really changed.
I think for us, what's changed drastically is we have 1 million less people in the state, and that is the most beautiful thing ever.
Oh, I bet. You have empty beaches. So I want to respond to that comment right there. Yeah, Cabela's actually was bought out several years ago by Bass Pro. So I don't know if you guys know that. They have a monopoly. So Bass Pro, the owners who actually live in Missouri, Branson, Missouri, they actually bought out Cabela's, their biggest competitor. So if you have a big competitor, apparently you just buy them out.
Yeah.
Now they're owned by the
That's how
same
it works.
company. Yeah. That'd be
I
like
like how-
McDonald's like buying out what, like Burger King or something? I don't know. Is that how that works?
Mhm.
So I went a few days ago to Safeway, which is our local grocery store. We only
Oh,
have
you guys
one
have
grocery
Safeway.
store. Yeah, we only have one grocery store in North Pole. And I was surprised how many people were in there. And I was it was actually kind of cool because I didn't wear a mask. I have a mask that one of my staff brought me because one of her relatives made these and sent them to her. So she sent me some of these. So I haven't yet. It's like I'm not a baseball fan. It's like a little kids thing. Yeah. So I look funny with this beard. It just doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't work with the beard.
Oh, that matches you.
The male with the mask.
Yeah.
The box with the mask. That matches
Yeah.
you, brother.
Yeah, it's totally not. I need a can. If I'm doing it, I want one with like a big crazy like teeth, something gnarly looking picture on it. That'd be cool. But anyway, I go in the store, and maybe 1 out of 8 or 9 people are wearing a mask. Like most people are not wearing a mask in my town. They are totally demasked and they're not buying this thing. And they're like, you know what? Whatever. That's what they feel. They're like, let's just go back to work and just knock it off. That literally, you talk to people on the street and they're like, whatever. You got a Hello Kitty mask? Okay. You're amazing.
If my son can
but
find
don't
a
send it
box
to me.
with a mask,
I'm not
then
wearing
I'll
a
show
cat
you.
mask. I don't even like baseball, guys. So all of you baseball fans, please don't be offended. I love you. You're incredible
Look for it in
people.
my room. There's a bunch of masks.
Baseball makes me
Wait
sleepy.
there. Just look for it. It looks really good. It's in my room.
Totally
You can
sleepy.
advise it, or it's in there. There's a whole bunch of them.
Any sport that takes like 3 hours to complete a game, I'm like, all right, there's a reason you get fat watching that game. You got to eat like 17 hot dogs and drink sodas just to stay awake.
I'm trying to get my son to find these masks. If he can't find it, I'll find it. But there are these masks that Tim and Donna made for me in California,
Yeah.
and they have a Hawaiian print on them. I might have to give you one of those.
I need to quit looking at my computer screen because I keep looking at you, but you're upside down.
Well, I keep looking at the wrong. I have 3. So I got my.
All right, I'm going to
iPad
minimize it. I'm going to
computer.
minimize it.
And my phone. I don't know which one to look at. I keep looking at different screens. So I apologize to you viewers if I'm not
Yeah.
looking at you.
I should be staring at my cool high-tech camera that I got 10 years ago.
Hey, I'm gonna have you stall for me, Papa. I'm gonna find my mask.
All right, you find your mask because you want to show off your mask.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, while we're talking about this, maybe it's hard to type in, but maybe tell us kind of how you guys are coping with your whatever it is. I mean, some people are literally under quarantine that I've talked to, but they're the small fraction of the people. Most people are they're just staying home or they can't go to their office. So it's such a variety of restrictions. It's not like everybody has the same restriction. And it doesn't matter whether you're in the US or whether you're in Australia or Japan or what. Everybody has different restrictions. You're going stir crazy climbing the walls. That sounds like cat-like activity, climbing the walls, right? So what are your pets doing during this time? I mean, if you're not able to take them out and run your dog or something, like cats, I would not want to be shut in with a cat. They have an attitude anyway on a good day. I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to. I don't know if there's an animal I want to be shut in with.
Uh-oh, watch out. Brother Chris is in the house.
So you have major lockdown in the UK. So what does that mean, major lockdown? Like, are you get in trouble if you come out of your house? You should add a title with more controversy.
I should have. I'm a hungry Rossetti.
All right, there's not
Uh,
much of a lockdown happening in San Francisco because Chris is running around in his hyperactive go-kart and he's terrorizing the city and nobody's stopping him. And
and
to my
he's not
knowledge,
observing speed limit laws either.
I don't think he's even stopping at stop signs if they have such a thing.
Hey, brother Ruben asked a very important question. He said, "How bad is COVID in Alaska?" That's a good question.
Really not bad, but here's the thing. This is probably could be said of anywhere, and I don't want to jump too deep into this, but it's not really as bad as they say anywhere.
Hmm.
And I think that's the truth of it all. You know, my Periscope is freezing up. Are you guys doing okay?
Mine is good.
You're good? Okay, it could be on my end then. Okay, so in the UK, the police will give you tickets. Now, what would they give you a ticket for? We should bring Kim on. Do you have this set up to bring on guests?
I can.
Or can you?
I think we can bring up to 4 or 5. Let me see if I can. I just need her email. Let me try to.
Oh, that's right, because you're on this special platform. What's the name of this platform we're using? You work for the military, so you're exempt. Okay, so you're allowed to go off base. Okay, they're not going to restaurants. They're getting food or just driving around. I'll tell you what. How many of you, like me, wish that you invested into either online business before this went down, or like some local takeout restaurant? I wish I invested into a takeout restaurant. They are making bank right now.
Well, I invested in an app that actually does the services for them. That's the one too.
Okay, which app was that?
I would say Uber Eats.
Yeah, there's another one that's not Uber Eats. What's it called? One of my staff does it, where you drive around and deliver food. It's just like Uber, but you just deliver food for people.
DoorDash. Hey, what is that?
Yeah. Is it called DoorDash?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We used to do that as a kid, but you ring the doorbell and then you took off running, right? You didn't leave food though.
No. Oh, Grubhub too. Hey, brother Rob, how you doing?
Oh, Grubhub. Is that another one? So there's DoorDash, Grubhub, and Uber Eats or whatever. Wow, we should come up with our own. If you had one in Hawaii, what would it be called?
It would be Hele Eats or Brotamount.
It has to be something. Ideas. Yeah, I don't know. As long as you can spell it.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe Puka. You don't. That's the wrong guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think in Alaska it would have to be some sort of acronym that would have something about catch it, kill it, and eat it. You know.
Hey, what's up, Arnie? We got Arnie in Maui. We got Maui Menehune. Wow, we get some Hawaii people. What the heck?
That's great.
You know what? I want to speak to
that
question.
Takeout only.
That question that somebody asked about how bad it is in Alaska. Well, here in Hawaii, check this out. It is so not that bad in Hawaii in comparison to other places. And here's the reason why. We shut down our borders pretty well. And I'm talking about airline borders.
Yeah.
When you can lessen a population by 1 million people per month, we're going to have good results. And I'm very proud of our government, even though some people disagree with it. I'm very proud of it because here's the thing. We have at least 1 million visitors pour into the state every single month. And because of that shutdown, we only have 600 cases across the state, and we only have 14 deaths. Out of those 14 deaths, we don't even know really how bad it was before they got COVID-19. So it's kind of unfair in a way because I want to hear the other stats too. What about the other deaths that people, they got sick from and they died? I'm sure it might be higher than that. So,
yeah. Okay. And it's interesting you bring that up.
Yes, in all of Hawaii, Barbara.
because this is across the country. I've talked to medical people, and they're saying this will eventually hit the fan, but
No.
there's an increase of deaths in other areas because they've pulled back on medical personnel and people aren't being properly treated now.
Right.
So that person that might have got treated for the heart attack, they're dying. That person who had a respiratory issue, they have a better chance of dying. And so we're actually seeing death tolls go up, which, by the way, are higher than what COVID is actually doing.
Mhm. Now, I don't discount or disagree with what the virus is and what it's doing. What I do debate over is the severity and how they're projecting it. Because what's happening for us is that people are highlighting something that we have no control over as far as the virus itself. And there's other things and other factors and other medical procedures that we do have control over, and we're not doing anything about that. And I'm going to preach about this. I'm going to harp about it because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But we're still aborting babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the thousands. So it's like, I get it. I understand that. But there's other things that we can control and not be so freakish afraid about. But yet there's other things that it's crazy. And I think the media pours into a lot of that, obviously. You know.
So true. So true. Yeah, it really is. It really is crazy when we look at the grand scheme of things. But I'm kind of curious. Like, we're seeing some comments on what things are, how it's going in the UK. Yeah. It is interesting to see how people are responding different parts of the globe because it's completely different. Like, there's some countries that never shut down, and what's crazy is they're seeing the same numbers that the other countries are.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different views of it. Like, do we let people get it, let them their immune system build it up? You build up antibiotics from it, and pretty crazy.
Here's a lighter question. What's everybody eating in light of COVID-19?
Yeah, I guess it would affect what you're eating, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have less, hopefully you're eating better. I don't know if you'd be eating any worse.
I'm eating better, but I'm eating everything.
Oh, yeah. I've actually been really working at cutting back, so.
Chipotle barbecue wings is Will.
Yeah, barbecue wings is probably not cutting back for me. No. Junk food. Wow.
Me and Papa were talking earlier on the phone. He ate some halibut, which he posted on social media. Papa Bear, I had one, but just picture a slab of ahi or a block of ahi about this thick.
Okay.
That wide. I had 10 of those in a big cooler. And so we've definitely been eating good, So.
All right, so Kim says she's going to the commissary. Now, the commissary, for those of you that don't know, that's like a military grocery store. So, is it been pretty well supplied, the commissary?
For some odd reason, they only left the Doritos and the other one.
While we're waiting, Brother Chris, do me a favor. Send me your email. Oh, I got you. Okay, he wants to jump in. Free to laugh at. Okay, got you. I'm going to send it. This is going to be fun.
Okay, cool. We'll do the 3 here.
I got you. Invitation is sent. There we go. This should be fun.
Now I want to try root beer today.
So it takes a while to bring somebody into it?
It depends on them, or I really don't know. This is my first time doing more than one person.
Hey, thanks for all the invites.
Thank you. Brother Ruben, yeah, man, he had a transition too with this whole COVID-19.
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to preach, but I will share some things of what I did preach about today. In regards to COVID-19, because it poses such a great opportunity in so many ways, in so many good ways, for people that are ambitious, people that see a need and they want to fill it, And I think Ruben shared a little bit about cleaning business, people that are in the health industry. Hey, look at it this way, man. Business is booming right now in Hawaii. It just shifted. So obviously tourism is down, but the construction industry is booming. So
really,
yeah,
this would be the time to get some stuff done, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just see if Chris got the invite.
You know, I think too, because I've talked to, like you guys probably have, and I think those of us that are more interconnected with people around the world on social media. There he is, man. There he is. He's at half mask. Get it? Half mask.
He's compliant.
You guys ready to go for a ride?
He's at half my. Oh wow.
You ready to go for a ride?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're gonna need a triple seater.
Here
Yeah.
we go. Hang on. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
We're live, guys, in San Francisco. Hello, Karen.
There we go.
How are you?
Look at that. Look at that. He's ready. He's fired up the Harley.
I can hear the motors whirring.
How you doing, man? God bless you, brother.
Hey, while we're having a little bit of fun, I want to start with Papa Bear, and
All right.
just tell us, how was your day today? What did it look like for you? What from start to the morning till now? What did it look like?
Okay, so keep in mind this is not a normal Sunday for me because of what's going on because of the travel bans. Like all of you, I've had to adjust what I do.
Mhm.
Hi, Karen. Thanks for coming in. So what I'm doing different. So normally, for those of you that don't know, I make my living by public speaking, and to do public speaking, I need to travel. Oh, Chris, you're making all kinds of racket, buddy. Look at you.
He is.
Find a park. Find a park.
Just go ahead and mute the volume. You don't need to hear me. Just mute the volume.
No. We
I
want
love
to hear
it's
what's
fun.
going on.
Yeah, it is fun to watch what you're doing, though. Dude, that's crazy. So what I'm doing is, like all of you, I'm adapting and I'm doing a lot of things online. I'm doing Zoom meetings. I'm doing that kind of thing. So today's day started out really crazy. If you want to know, it was pretty. This is my new normal now until we get this travel ban lifted. My new normal.
Right.
You told me it would be crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. So when I got up today, I was up pretty late last night with my boys, but I got up this morning and got some, took my vitamins, had an energy bar and a cup of coffee. And then I grabbed my iPad, hooked it up to the big TV, and right in front of my TV in my room is a treadmill. Got on the treadmill. And so I spent about an hour just doing a workout while watching the morning church service. So I actually watched 2 different church services while I was working out. So that's the cool thing now is I can watch a lot of different church services.
Yeah.
Like there ain't no excuse to not go to church now.
You better get saved, Papa Bear. That's all I
My
gotta say.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You better accept Jesus into your heart right now.
How many churches can you go to and there's a bunch of treadmills and you get a workout while the guy's speaking?
That's
Right?
a good point.
Yeah. Come on, people. There's no reason to not go. You can go to church in your underwear and now it's okay. It's appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you can be dressed halfway, and nobody would care.
Yeah, but I'm just viewing. I'm not showing. I'm just viewing.
Oh,
I'm
that's a
watching.
good
I'm
point.
working out. Yeah, and so I'm just watching. You can watch it from your pajamas, whatever. You're watching a service. You're enjoying the message. And then I had video meetings today, several of them, and did a little bit of cooking today and prep, and then I had a phone call with you, and right after that, I did I spoke at a youth service in Valdez, Alaska.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I spoke tonight, and I was supposed to be speaking on the calendar. I was supposed to physically be in Palmer today speaking in a church service, but instead I recorded a video, sent it to them, and they aired it on their church Facebook today, and they shared it today. So I was there watching that and communicating with the people. And but what I did on Zoom was live with a youth group. So I spoke to a youth group tonight. So I'm still doing what I do. I'm just not going a lot of places to do it. All right. And then here we are doing this. So I've done a lot of online today, a lot of video. Some of it was recorded. Most of it today was live. And that's what we're doing. That was my day.
And here we are.
Yeah. And we're getting long days in Alaska now. The sun's still out. It won't get dark till after 10 o'clock tonight. And I think we have about 17 hours of light per day right now.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's his website, guys, if you want to connect with him. And I think you can support him as well. If you want to book him for future engagements, that's the website, papabearalaska.com. But I want to speak to something he just shared about doing things online. It's going to be crazy with Brother Chris. But here's the funny thing is, let me ask you guys an honest question. In the chat sheet, you look at all three of us, let's be honest, especially the guy with the mask like he's about to rob a bank. Do we look like pastors? Let's be honest. You're like, man, these guys, they don't look like...
No, we look like a lineup. We look like an FBI drug lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go let you guys get serious. I'm gonna go let you guys get serious.
I don't know. This has been great.
It's freezing. Papa Bear. It's like 45 degrees. It's like 45.
Oh, that's cold.
Oh man, that's crazy. All right, so he's heading out.
Let me finish my thought because he's so distracting, that guy. But we talked about doing things online, and we have never had such a great opportunity to have such a big footprint. And whether you're in ministry in church or not, you're in another industry, man, you can just really utilize this moment. Because I was sharing with Joey, who's the founder of Egg Drop. Right now, people are at home. There's I forget who it is, but there's 7 stages of grief. I forget who wrote that book, but right now people they're going through stages of grief because things that they thought that they had, they're mourning right now. Like, oh my God, my life would never be the same. But they're at home and they're watching Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. But they're also watching Amazon, things that are just occupying their time. And the question I'll ask you guys, whether you're in ministry or you're a business owner, what can we do not just to capitalize on that, but what are we doing to solve a problem or meet a need? I think Jim Rohn said it best. He says, the more problems you solve, the more success you will have in life. But that can apply to just ministry or business, not necessarily just money, but just if you can solve more problems, man, you're going to be doing very well in life, And so I agree with you, man. Sometimes, some days I'm on Zoom meetings, I think twice a day.
Yeah.
And it's different,
Thank you, Kim. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Kim. Is Papa Bear available for bachelorette parties? Yes, he is. America's Most Wanted. Yeah, well, the Most Wanted guy is not on anymore, so.
Yeah. So, I've never been to a bachelorette party, so I have no idea what would take place at one of those.
But Ruben, that's awesome. You can see what Ruben provides a hospital-grade disinfectant service. Genius.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about. Man, if you're able to solve problems, meet people's needs, what a powerful thing to do. Man.
Yeah.
I think every business does need it, Ruben. I agree. So today I'll share a little bit about, of course, our day is my Sundays are pretty busy. I don't really have a Sabbath on a Sunday. My Sabbath is typically on a Monday just because of what I do. But our church service, we start at 9:09 a.m. and we typically will meet. I'll be in the church by 7:30, and I'll do prayer, kind of do literally last minute preparations. But by 9:09, we're live, and one thing we're learning is to engage. And I think we talked about that before, but just to engage, engage. And what I
Yeah.
mean by engage is
Yeah.
getting them to comment, getting them to participate. Our typical online church service was always people watching somebody else have church. And so we're learning to not just let people see us having church. If they're not participating, they're not having church. They're just watching a video. And what's going to happen is they're going to find somebody more talented, more gifted, more dynamic word, fire from heaven, hellfire and brimstone message, and I'm be like, and they won't watch us. So I think the more that we're able to engage, and so that's kind of how our morning with
Mhm.
church services go. We had a lot of food that we made for lunch for our guys. For
Okay.
those that don't know what I mean, our guys, when I say our guys, we have a Hope Center on our property, which is a drug and alcohol treatment facility. And right now we have 9 guys, and so we feed them
Yeah.
lunch. And we had a lot of leftovers, so we made packages and just started delivering. I can tell you the names. I said, you know what I
Yeah.
said today, Papa Bear? I said, God, I'm gonna deliver this food, but how many remember these guys' names? So the lady we gave a bag of lunch to was Patricia, Daniel, and Arnie. Those are the 3 that were in my town. And then we went to another town and we gave the rest. I think we had about 20 more lunches to give away. And so there was a lady who ran that camp. Her name was Vina. That was her name.
Wow.
So we
Wow.
just gave it to her and she distributed the food. And so, I will say,
Yeah.
man, it was a good day. That was just part of our
That's
day.
cool. That's cool. That's cool. So I'm curious. Somebody just said they do Zoom meeting,
Yeah.
encouraging their customers. Well, that's a way. That's a way to do it. You switch it up. So if you have a business, you're switching it up and you're doing Zoom. It's a great way to engage. I think this is forcing a lot of people. I know it is a lot of pastor friends of mine. It's forcing them to engage in video for the first time when they've always been kind of shied away from it.
Yeah.
Or didn't see the necessity. Now, the people who were already engaged in this and doing it, they were way ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Like I had pastors saying, "Yeah, well, we're thinking about doing live. What do you think about that?" I'm like, "Well, quit acting like it's a new thing.
Yeah.
It's just new to you. So here's what you need to do, and just do it.
Well,
And they're getting better at it too. You're seeing watching people week after week switch it up.
the common question a lot of pastors and even just people in general they say is, well, they ask, well, if you're a church, why are you guys afraid of what's going on? Well, the reality is we're not, but the reality is people are, and that's where they're at. And if we don't meet them where they're at, we're going to lose them. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we better figure this out quick and how we can meet their needs where they're at, and when they're ready, we can apply that scripture we so famously always regurgitate,
yeah,
which is not having a spirit of fear, right, but a power of love, sound mind.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely, that's the key. Are you running into a lot of people that are, Greg, that are just fearful right now? They're like,
I think, well, I don't know if I would say a lot, but we do have our, like for us, I'll give a snapshot of what our service looks like as far as our church, and I'll relate the community in that way. I live on the same property where my church is at. In my family, I have 8 people. So if we go to church as a family, nobody can say nothing about it. There is a law that prohibits assemblies of 10 people or more than 10 people.
mm-hmm,
But our Hope Center is also on the same property, and there we have 1.5 acres here in Hawaii, in Kailua, Hawaii.
mm-hmm.
So technically, we're always together. We're one big family. So we could technically have 20 to 30 people in the church service if we wanted to, and be okay with it. But we don't. Now, as far as the fear aspect, there are people that are, just because of what they're reading, what they're seeing, but also even what the local governments are saying. When you go outside of your house, the law is you have to put on a mask anytime you enter a store, a public area. You're supposed to wear a mask. Now, if you're just exercising, they're not going to require you to do so. But that's actually a law they just passed last week. And so when you have those kind of
Okay.
restrictions, of course, people are going to have a little bit of fear involved,
Yeah.
mixed in with that. So that's a good question because the people are afraid, you know.
I'm not out interviewing a lot of people, but I think there's probably less percentage of people up here afraid. There's a few people I've met that are kind of freaked out. If you're only watching the standard television news, you're probably going to be freaked out because
Hmm.
I think there's an intent, and I think there's literally a campaign, if you will, to scare people. But I don't know. I think people that have become a little more educated, they're a little less freaked out and more just focused on, okay, here's what we can do.
Now, in my neighborhood, if you were to come here every day from, let's say, from actually anytime during the day,
Mm-hmm.
my street is busy with people. It's crazy. Bicycles, running, jogging with their kids. Um, like I think Emily posted, people are just craving social like
Yeah,
engagement. Hey,
yeah,
Michael, but they're not afraid. Obviously, they just man, they can't. They're going to be unhealthy if they stay in a house. And
yeah,
so I think when you come to my house, man, there's people exercising, running. They got the kids on the bikes. I think all of the stores on Oahu were sold out of bicycles for
yeah,
about 2 to 3 weeks. So people are
yeah.
definitely exercising. But as far as the fear aspect, I think the people that are staying home, I think they are. My dad flew his drone right up here the other day, and he lost it. He lost his drone. So we found the drone in the neighbor's yard. He didn't want to come out of his house.
Are you serious?
So I
Hello,
said,
Anne.
"Hi, Ann, how are you?" And hello, Hong Kong. But we just didn't wait. Like, we knocked on the door, and like he was saying, I was ready to call the cops. I'm like, I'm sorry, because he didn't want us in his yard. So, any truth behind Kim Jong Un? Kim. I don't know. What do you think about that? That's a good question. I don't know. I think, is he really sick? Number one, who knows? That's such a mysterious country. What? Oh, come on, man. That's a really good drone. That's the Mavic Mini. Now I got a question for you. Does it connect really good?
I don't know. I haven't even fired it up yet. I just charged the batteries, and I actually got it a couple weeks ago and forgot to get SD cards, so I ordered some online. They just came in a couple days ago, so I just need to put in SD cards and start flying it. The reason I got the Mini, you know why? Here's why I got the Mini. You probably know.
Yeah.
Does anybody watching know why I got the Mini?
Little hint. I'm doing it right now.
Well, it's really a legality thing. You don't need a license to run the Mini. It's considered an RC toy. If you go to the larger units, you got to have all kinds of like pilot license certification to fly in airways. I could fly this pretty much anywhere and not get in trouble.
It's literally 1 gram less than the requirement. They're smart.
I think that's genius. And I can't wait. And now this does not do 4K. People go, it doesn't do 4K. And I'm all, well, where I air most of my stuff isn't really in 4K anyway. I mean, maybe YouTube, but outside of that, you put it on Facebook, it's going to reduce it down to like 720 or something.
Nobody
So-
even watches in 4K anyway.
No, most people don't even have a device to watch in 4K.
Like
On
I
your-
can't, but I
Yeah.
don't. It
takes too long.
Yeah, I don't watch it and go, oh my God, that is such 4K quality. I'm like,
No. Okay, for those of you that don't know, you're going to notice 4K on a big screen. You're going to notice that, but not on your handheld device, not on your mobile device. And
now
so
it is nice though if you have like, let's say 1080, 60 FPS.
Yeah.
That's nice. You can see the
Okay.
difference there, but
Yeah, I think this does the 1080p, right, Cody?
Yeah, that does 1080.
1080p. But have you flown the Mini?
I have not. Man, you know me. I love my Mavic Pros, but one thing I do like about that is that it's tiny and it shoots. Honestly, the 1080. I
The
think it actually can go a little bit higher, but 1080
okay,
is more than enough because nobody watches YouTube
so I
higher
can
than
like hide
1080.
this behind my beard. It's so small. You're all, hey, too bad we don't have a drone. And I'm all, yeah, no problem. Right there.
My only question I got about that is because I know that the Mavic Pro series it connects. It has a different radio connection system, and like for mine, I literally flew it 3 miles, like which I shouldn't have. That's not really good drone practice. But I'm curious how good the connectivity is on a Mini. I like the price. That's why.
All right. Was that true or is that a really cool joke? My son has his own drone company and business is through the roof.
I think that's a joke. It's a good joke.
It is good. That is funny. I like it. Thank you for sharing that.
Tell you what's another good joke. Chris is asking for a parka at 45 degrees.
Yeah, he needs a parka, all right.
To
I'll
answer
see what I
Michael's
can do for
question,
you.
Michael said, "Oh, he said hair cutters are sold out. I need one so bad. So do I." Yeah.
Oh man.
Question
Except
is,
for restricted airspace. Yes, that's true.
the question is Chris in an area without wind noise? That's the real question.
No, he's in San Francisco. And they pretty much always have wind. They could power the whole city probably by wind generators if they really did.
Why don't they have them there?
Yeah. Well, because the truth behind them is they're not efficient. It costs more to keep one going than what it produces in electricity.
And
That's
actually,
the
they do kill Hawaiian bats. Apparently, that's what the environmentalists were saying. They kill Hawaiian bats.
Okay.
That's true.
All right.
True
So I'm
story.
sorry, but so Hawaiian bats, are they like a little more laid back and they fly a little slower?
You know what? I have no idea, but apparently it's true. Like, how in the world does a big windmill kill a bat? I never understood that.
And what kind of bat would run into it? I mean, I guess a Hawaiian bat might. He's just like
It's cruising
hanging,
it.
he's hanging 10 and he just grabs a blade and bam.
Dead. If you Google it, it's actually a true story. They're protesting their windmills because they're killing the Hawaiian bats, which are very rare.
All right, so I could see it killing like a New York bat. That sounds like a really hyperactive bat.
Look at this
It's flying
joke.
around all crazy.
A
But a
ding
Hawaiian
bat.
bat.
It's a ding bat. It's funny. We got a bunch of
Hey.
jokers today.
Yeah, we do. That's okay. I'll take it. It's called interaction, right?
Yeah. Breaking news. It was legal to fly a Mini in Alaska until Papa Bear got one and terrorized a grizzly.
You know, I think there's probably a lot of truth in that. Because if I was flying the drone and a grizzly like came around, it'd be really hard to not go in for a close up. Don't you think?
My bag's in the trunk of the car. Yeah, I agree.
Like,
In the trunk of the car.
yeah, I'm sorry guys, but my natural thing wouldn't be, oh, don't upset the bear. That wouldn't be my natural tendency. My
know
natural
what's funny?
tendency would be, yeah.
Whenever people get attacked by a shark, the common thing to say in Hawaii or anywhere in the world, they'll say, a man from South Bend, Indiana, was swimming in the beaches of West Palm Beach, Florida, in shark-infested waters. And I'm thinking, I don't think the sharks look at it that way. And then the sharks are like, wait a minute, we're not infesting our own home. You are. You should change that verbiage. It's funny how we use the words like shark-infested water. No, it's not shark-infested waters. It's human-infested waters. It's their home, their ocean.
Have you ever seen a shark attack?
So I actually was live on Periscope back in 2015.
Yeah.
I think 20 minutes after it happened, right in front of where we were at, my old job, my old office. So I didn't
Wow.
see it happen, but I saw the guy's like leg. We were driving by. I'm like, what is that? I thought maybe he had a heart attack or something, but kind of find out he just got bit, and he was about half a mile away from shore, trying to swim back. He almost died. Somebody saved him, put him in his canoe, and so it was pretty
Wow.
crazy. He lost his foot, almost lost 2 feet. Yeah.
Wow. What kind of shark was that? Do you know?
It was a tiger shark.
Yeah. I caught a shark while salmon fishing one time, and I'm standing in 4 feet of water in the bay.
Uh-huh.
And luckily, it decided not to come at me. It grabbed my hook and went the other way. And it took all 250 yards of my line and just snapped my, like, I was using like 30-pound line and just snapped it off and almost dragged me into the ocean. It was crazy.
What kind of shark was it?
Mostly sand sharks that are in
Oh, okay.
that shallow. Yeah. The great whites don't come in that close. That was in Valdez in the bay.
I would
But it's
never
kind of, yeah,
swim in California waters. I don't know why. I never would.
bear infested mountains.
Because
Yeah. Hey, for those of you that don't know, or you just get wrong information about bears, just so you, this goes against everything you read in People magazine or whatever kind of thing you're getting your information on animals. We have more polar bears in the world right now than we did 100 years ago. And I could take you to villages where there's more population of polar bears than there are human beings. And so even with any ice cap melting, it's not killing bears. It's just relocating them. Bears are not going, oh no, there's not ice. We'll drown. They're amazing swimmers. They can swim back and forth from Russia to the North Cap all the way down. And yeah, all it does is move them into other communities to find food. It actually gives them easy access to food, but they're not dying like they would tell you. In fact, here in the interior of Alaska, we have an epidemic, if you will, of way too many bears to the point where I remember when I moved to Alaska, you had to buy, even as a resident, you had to buy a grizzly tag. Now in those same areas, the tag is free for residents. And instead of killing one bear, they want you to take two. There's so many grizzlies and so many black bears. It's wiping out other edible animals, whether it's caribou or moose. And they're literally doing some really devastation on these herds. And yeah, we have a bear problem. And our problem isn't they're dying. The problem is they're growing like crazy. You know, like a female black bear sow will have cubs typically every 2 years, and the average now is around 2 cubs. So, and they just keep going. But a male bear will impregnate many a female in multiple times a season. So it's really crazy. Boy, they just keep popping up. Lots of bears.
What does bear taste like?
Well, bear is from the pig family. So the meat you prep it, any pork recipe works for bear. I call it the pig of the north.
Is it really part of the pig family?
Yeah, it is. The bears from the pig family. Yeah,
I did not know that.
They have the exact same organs. They eat the same concept. The bears are pretty hardy. It's really hard to kill them off. They're just tough animals. But you want to cook it all the way through like you do pork. It's not really a clean animal. They'll eat anything. They can go vegetarian. They can go carnivorous. They can eat stuff that's alive, things that's dead.
Well,
yeah,
so
the Alaska pipeline actually helped. What's that?
Why don't we have bear bacon?
I don't know. That's a good idea. I got to figure out a way to make it. That could be a thing, dude. Bear bacon?
Yeah.
Wow. Love that idea.
Aren't they fatty certain times of the year?
Yeah, usually fall time. Their meat's more lean in the spring. Yeah. So the meat in the spring, because they've been living off their fat in the winter. Black bears actually hibernate. Grizzlies don't.
Grizzly, I didn't know that.
Yeah, brown bear don't hibernate either, and neither do polar bears. So the only bear, at least in the Northwest, that hibernates is black bear.
Wow, I learned something today.
Smoked bear bacon, that would be good. Yeah, so a grizzly will sleep for a 1 week, maybe 2. They go into these times of rest, but then they get hungry, kind of like you and I do in the middle of the night, and they have to get up and kill something and eat it. And then they go back to sleep. But they'll be up. They go back and forth. They don't actually go into a deep hibernation. Black bears actually hibernate. I know a little bit about bears. I spend a lot of time with them, and besides, I'm a papa bear. So there you are. You got that.
What's the name of the guy that used to live with bears, and one of them ended up killing him? And there's that audio clip of him, like arguing.
Those were brown. Yeah, brown bears. He had. Yeah, because the truth is, I don't care how much relationship you have with a wild animal; it's still a wild animal,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually, its stomach will dictate what it's going to do.
That's a good point.
No, we do not have polar bears in North Pole. We're in the center of the state, and the closest polar bears to us would be the west coast to my left, which would be to my west of me. West of me is what I mean. And like a 2-hour flight to the west. So the west coast, polar bears are typically along the coastline, anywhere near the ocean. Anywhere there's ice and ocean and cold weather. But the further north, the more you're going to see more of them.
Toward Russia.
Yeah. And then all the way clear across the top of Canada.
Mm.
Yeah. And I've seen them though in broad daylight. I've landed in a village to do an outreach, middle of the day, afternoon, and there's polar bears roaming the airport. And the pilot says, "Yeah, be careful where you walk. They're looking for lunch." I'm like, "Oh, good to know." Like I've flown into a village and the pilot is giving the ground crew, saying, "Yeah, I'm flying over, and northwest, you have 2 polar bears just outside of the runway, just letting you guys know." And so they'll actually tell you. Yeah. So I've landed in an airplane and the pilot had to do a second approach because there was a grizzly on the runway and he couldn't make a safe landing.
I don't know if people understand the relationship between us, like not just you and me, but Hawaii and Alaska. But it's a very special relationship. We are we're the 2 upper states of the most important part of the United States, and a lot of people don't know that. So whenever they say lower 48, that's everybody else. And we're so special that they don't ship to us for free. So that's how special we are.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about that.
Yeah. But actually, for those of you that don't know the relationship, Alaska, and I probably don't have all my facts or details correct, but when Alaska was about to become part of the Union, one of the agreements was for Hawaii to be part of that relationship. And so I think 6 months after, we became a state as well. I think it's 6 months, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Somebody can fact check that if you want. But we are definitely connected.
So South Alabama, there was black bear. There's still a lot of black bears. You know what's crazy? When I was in Florida, I went on a tour last year in the Everglades. I had no idea how many black bears there were in the Everglades.
In Florida?
There's a place. Yeah, dude, it's so crinking hot there. Imagine living in a hot environment and you have thick skin with black fur.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they had bears in Florida.
I didn't know that either. So I would love to see a video of like an alligator and a bear going at it.
Did I tell you my story about hunting bears in Texas?
No.
You didn't? No, I didn't tell that story?
No, I don't think so.
I have never been hunting officially with a rifle until December. We went. I was in Wichita Falls for ministry work, and so we decided to go hunting early in the morning, about 5 a.m. before we had so we had a meeting like at 10 or 11. It was crazy. We were trying to rush back and forth. Anyways, the sun was still peeking over the horizon. It was dark, and my friend was like, "Make sure you," and this is the voice he has. "You make sure when you see a bear, you let me know because I can take a shot at him. I don't want you missing." So I'm thinking, I don't think there's bears in Texas. I remember Googling it. There's no bears in Texas. And then he goes, make sure you let me know now because I don't want you to, I don't want you to get hurt. And I'm thinking, man, you know what? I think he's lying to me. And he's also a pastor. Now I'm thinking he wouldn't lie to me. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to take my phone out just in case he's telling the truth. I want to get a picture of it. And sure enough, I heard this. I thought, oh my, what is that? So I'm looking on the horizon. I can just barely see. I don't have good vision, but it was dark already. And I see this black image. I thought, oh my God, is that a bear? There's no way. And it was huge. And he started laughing. He's, are you ready? I said, I don't know, man. This is crazy. And sure enough, this bear turns around like this, literally like this.
Really?
That's not. It's a cow, and I could see the cowbell. I was like, oh my God, he got me. And so that's my bear story in Wichita Falls, Texas. They don't have bears apparently in Texas.
So there's no bears in Texas at all?
No. They
Isn't that crazy? They're in Florida though. They're in Florida.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe, they probably don't like the oil in Texas. Who knows? I have no idea.
They also, what's crazy, Florida's crazy because they got not only black bears, they got alligators everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. And they also have deer. And they have a few other like wild game, but they also have black panthers.
That I knew. I didn't know about the bears. That is
dude.
Cool.
That would be cool to see a panther.
They're not typically large cats, like
no,
right?
No, I understand they're a little smaller than what the northern mountain lion, but they would just look pretty cool to see.
So Shirley said that makes no sense. Emily says they have cougars there in Texas. And Anna was making fun of me with the bear. Of course, manatees. Hey, what's up, Jaru Gambian?
Got cougars in Texas. That's cool. All right. So anybody else from Texas on watching right now? Because if someday I want to go hunting in Texas, I want to hunt pigs.
They got a lot in Texas, for sure. A lot.
Dude, I want to do that helicopter hunt for pigs.
That's what everyone's telling me. I should have done that. I didn't have time to do it.
Dude, that would just be awesome.
I don't know if I'll be able to hit it. If not from a helicopter.
I think I could.
I shot my first true hunting rifle on that trip, and that was very addicting.
All right, what caliber was it?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I got a video. I can send you the video. You can probably tell me. Just all I know is I know how to fire a gun. I do understand that.
All right.
But I for the most part, I think I held my own on it. It was very powerful.
All right. When you come up here, I'll let you shoot my moose rifle, dude.
What size? How big is it?
Just straight up, it's a cannon. It's a 375 Remington Ultra Mag. $5 a round. Big old honking bullets.
That's expensive.
Yeah, it'll when you shoot that thing, you know you shot something.
Here's my question. If I'm going to be in Alaska, why would I not have a fully automatic rifle on mine? Why wouldn't I? Would. Why do you limit yourself to 6 bullets, 12, even 20? Man, I would unload that clip. If a bear's coming at me, man, I am not taking no chance.
The cougars are protected down there.
Are they?
Hardcore Outdoor has a ranch. They do guided pig hunts, tours. That's cool.
Anybody heard of
you're really liking the info on bears. Who?
Chupacabra. You guys ever heard of that? Chupacabra.
It sounds like a sandwich.
I don't.
Hey, what'd you have for lunch? Oh, the chupacabra is pretty good with extra mayo and a little bit of.
I know what that is.
Actually, it's a chupacabra. That's how they say it in Texas. Chupacabra. Or
Okay, what's a chupacabra?
I don't know what it is. Somebody can answer that in the chat stream.
You actually don't know.
I have no idea. They're trying to pull one on me.
It's a bit. That's hilarious, dude.
It's like snipe hunting. They try to trick me. My friends from Tennessee say, "You ever been snipe hunting?" I said, "So what?
Yeah.
Snipe?"
Yeah, I used to take people snipe hunting when I was young. So, so has we're going to talk about this whole COVID ban thing again. Are you ready?
Yeah,
So
we got to get on track.
It's a demon. Oh, I had one of those, a fourth grade teacher that must have been a chupacabra or whatever. All right, so so this is my question: what is going on with flights right now into Hawaii? Are they still shut down?
Yeah,
nothing.
shut down.
So I cannot book a flight and come see you next week.
Unless you are a medical professional, death in the family, or you live here.
All right. So all I got to do is find out if I have a dead family member in Hawaii.
We can find one for you.
You could come up with somebody.
Yeah.
You could find somebody, give them my name, give them a fake ID, kill them, and then call me and I'll book a ticket.
Yes. Yeah. Michael says, my brother-in-law's neighbor left a garage open in Colorado and a bear opened a freezer. And I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that too.
You know, I went to Colorado and like for the first time, I'm like, man, you guys really don't want nobody to see your trash here in Colorado. What the heck? And my brother-in-law was laughing. He said, no, it's not that we don't want people stealing our trash. We don't want bears getting in it. And these trash cans are solid steel, 4 inches thick, with a padlock about the size of a baseball. And I'm exaggerating, of course, but like these are some serious trash cans.
Right. I've never seen a bear where we live in North Pole in city limits. But so check this out, Greg. This is crazy. In my yard, I've been here like 22 years living here. In my yard, this is what I've seen multiple times. So, and some of it's seasonal, but I've seen wild grouse, if you know what that is, in my yard.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a pheasant, but smaller.
Oh,
okay.
Wild
grouse are really good eating. I see ravens in my yard, a variety of bird life from woodpeckers to whatever. I've seen beavers in my yard, beavers. Okay, which makes sense because I live on Beaver Boulevard and I've seen beavers in my yard because I live on a waterfront. And so I see squirrels. I've seen fox, red fox, gray fox. I've seen fox. I've seen domestic animals in my yard way too many times. I've seen a potbelly pig in my yard that got loose and he hung out in my yard for about 3 days. I've seen moose in my yard multiple times, bunny rabbits, whatever. Okay. But I mean, literally full grown moose looking at you in the kitchen window. But I saw something 2 days ago that I've never seen in my yard ever. I've seen them in the slough, but I've never seen them in my front yard. I look out the window at about 6 a.m. just to peek out there. And there's a mallard family, 2 ducks just sitting in my front yard staring at me. Female and a male. Mallard ducks.
Those are the
snow everywhere.
Right?
They're sitting on this piece of grass that has all around them is snow and ice. And they're just hanging out on this piece of lawn that is exposed. They're hanging out on my front yard. And they must have just flew in from the south because they know that spring is coming. And I'm like, I'm just watching them. There's ducks walking around my front yard. And I thought, what a life, right?
You're like the Alaskan Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah, animals just come. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they just come.
King asked, do the animals sing too?
Only if you you got to get them on the right key and kind of get it going.
Yeah.
You know what is fun? It is fun to get wolves howling. I've been out camping many a time, and you just start howling, and all the wolves just start joining in from the area. And it's a good way to find out how close the wolves are to your camp. And sometimes it's frightening to know how close they are. Like you'll hear one hollering like miles away, and then all of a sudden you hear one behind your back, and it sounds like it's around the corner, right? And you're like, oh crap, there's a pack of wolves like right near me. And I'm out here at night howling at wolves.
How big are they? I've never seen them before.
They're huge. Timber wolves are huge. They're way bigger in person than you expect. From a distance, they don't look that big, but when you get up close to them, you go, okay, this thing's huge. There's, I don't know if there's a dog that would be equivalent to size, maybe like a Great Dane or something like that. They're just huge.
You ever seen that movie Alpha?
Alpha, I think so.
It was there was a wolf in that movie that was just really like
Right.
physically imposing, intimidating.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I see wolves in the summer. I had several in my camp last year, but they're not very bulky, especially in the summertime. They look sort of malnutrition, like they always look hungry. They're not as bulky as whereas in like the fall time they're eating a lot and they seem to bulk up before winter, but earlier summer they seem to be a little lighter. But they're still tall and they still look
Scary.
yeah, I mean, they'll stare you in their eyes and they have the most unique looking eyes I've ever seen. They got the most intimidating eyes. I mean, I've been within 4 feet of a full grown wolf staring at me. And
that's crazy.
if I didn't have a firearm, I probably wouldn't be here today to tell the story. You know?
Did you have to fire it?
Oh yeah, I felt led to.
You felt led.
I felt led to help him fill some lead, and that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a 30-round magazine on my rifle, and I just went nuts on him. But when they're that close, it's like him or me. It's like, man, make a decision.
Well, Karen said she chased a roadrunner that was stealing hummingbird eggs. That's just heartless. Why would a roadrunner steal hummingbird eggs are the size of your pinky nail?
Is that right? Wow.
Maybe smaller than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that Canadian geese can be mean, especially the ones that are kind of a little domesticated around people. We get geese up here. You know, I'm told that we have coyotes up here, and I have never seen one.
Hi, Lucy. How are you? Good to see you, Lucy.
I have seen coyote tracks and feces, but I've never actually seen a coyote. So they're pretty nocturnal. They're only going to come out at night.
Shirley asked if you have snakes. She knows we don't have snakes in Hawaii.
No snakes in Alaska. Not one.
Really? Wow, we have something in common.
We do. We have something in common. We have no snakes. We grow beards. And that's about it right there. Oh, and the indigenous people in both states eat Spam.
Yeah. And we both don't get free shipping.
Yeah, Spam is considered like the hi Lucy. Spam is considered the like the native food of Alaska. So a long time ago, I was with this old elder, and I was in the Athabascan village, and he goes, "I'm hungry for some native food," and so we're sitting in the kitchen, and he opens up a box of pilot bread. You guys know what pilot bread is?
I don't.
Does anybody know what pilot bread is? It comes in a long box. It's a blue box, and they're round crackers. They're these big round crackers about this big, and they're about yay thick, and they're a cracker, but they call it pilot bread. Has anybody ever heard of it? So he pulls out pilot bread, and then he pulls out a can of Spam. And he starts slicing the Spam and putting it on the pilot bread. He says, that's our native food. And I'm eating it with him. And I go, so what did the natives eat before they shipped in pilot bread and Spam? I go, because it's not very indigenous to Alaska, but that's their native food.
We have a cracker. It's round. We call it saloon pilot crackers, and they're pretty thick.
Is it called Sailor?
Well, they call it saloon pilots here in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. This
is
also called sailor bread, I think is another name for it.
Yeah.
No, they are for pilots. Okay. I didn't look at anybody's responses. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Any of you? Good to see you. Lucy, do you know what pilot bread is? Or, man, I'm gonna have to look it up. Another name would be pilot bread or sailor bread. There's another name for it. I'll have to think of it. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna post a picture on like Twitter or something.
I can do it right
So
now.
you see what I'm. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because wow, because you're like all high tech, Mr. High Tech
Mhm.
Hawaiian guy.
I am. Well, how do I spell it?
Mr. High Tech Hawaiian guy right now.
How do I spell it? Sailor cracker? Sailor bread?
Yeah, or put in pilot bread. Yeah. Yeah, somebody said it's for pilots. Maybe it is because like it's good travel food. It keeps for a long time. And that you put anything on it. I've seen people put peanut butter jelly, they put fish, they put smoked salmon on it, they put any kind of spread on it. Like I've got
Yeah.
salmon spread right now. Are you with me?
We have that same thing. But
You
we call
found it?
We call it
Sailor
saloon
bread. Thank you. Okay, Steve says it's sailor bread. You've never heard of it. Okay, show me a photo, big guy. Come on.
Let me see if I can share screen.
Share screen. And sharing screen. We're so high tech.
Hopefully it
Yeah,
works.
Sailor Boy pilot bread. Does anybody remember ever eating these right here? Tell me if you guys remember eating these Sailor Boy pilot bread. Does your wife remember these? Has she ever had them?
That's funny.
Amelia,
Hey, Josh. It's good to see you, Josh.
yeah, but I mean these are really popular to eat with Spam or any kind of canned ready-made food. And when you go into like a cabin, when I go into like a native home that's out in a remote area, there's a 90% chance I'm going to find a box of these on their shelf along with some Spam. Gonna happen.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is like, and I found that Hawaiians eat Spam as much as Alaskans do, but apparently up here they use pilot bread. So I don't know what. So what does a Hawaiian put Spam on?
Rice.
Right there, rice.
But look at this cracker. So we call these saloon pilots. Very
Whoa.
similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
You know what? You need to send me some of those, and I'll send you some pilot bread.
Let's do it.
And then we could do it, and then we'll open up some Spam, and we'll do like a Spam and cracker like comparison test.
Yes. Yeah, they are heavy crackers. Josh asked if they're heavy. They are kind of heavy.
Yeah, you eat one, and you're like, okay, I think I'm full. I'm trying to stay away from carbs, though, bro.
Yeah.
I really am. I'm really. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, I'm 58 years old, and it's a little bit harder to process stuff, and so I'm trying to. I'm trying to stay off. Okay, so like you need a biscuit cracker, ate as a kid. All right, that's cool.
Somebody asked a question, Apollo. It's a good question. It says, when tourists start visiting Alaska and Hawaii, how are they going to control COVID? I'll let you answer that.
How are they going to control it? I would say it's going to be like anywhere else up here. So if you're touring in Alaska, you're either on a ship, which they can space them out if they want to. That ship will probably have its own regulations, or you're going to be on a tour bus. My guess is they're going to still run tour buses instead of cramming 60 people on a bus. Maybe they'll put 30 people and have some space in between them. That's what I think they're going to do. But I don't really know. I've not talked to any of the tourist companies. Hotel rooms, not a problem. You sanitize the room and you're in there with just your family members. You're probably going to see less people bunking up with strangers, like on a tour company where you share a room. You'll probably see less of that going on. So I don't think it's, people who want to visit, they're going to go visit. If you want to wear a mask, you'll wear a mask. There's some places probably they'll ask you to do that. Other places they won't. You go into a fine restaurant, nowhere around here is somebody telling you to wear a mask. If
So
you're standing in line at the post office, you probably want to wear a mask. I don't know.
Well, Alaska, you guys don't even have 1 million people yet, right?
No, like 800,000 something. Yeah. Yeah, and
My
so
this island alone has 1 million people, so you can see
ay
why
ay ay.
they would have a little bit more stricter guidelines. But
Oh yeah. And that island of yours, how many of those islands could fit inside of Alaska?
it's a good question. So our biggest island is 5,000 square miles,
Okay.
which is nothing compared to. Although 5,000
Okay.
square miles is still pretty big,
Right.
we're still bigger than some of the northeastern states like Maine, New Hampshire, New
Right.
York,
Hey, what's the name of your island? I forget.
Oahu.
How do you spell
It's
that?
Oahu, and I think we're about 500 square miles. Has there been a case of COVID in North Pole? Yeah, Karen asked.
I've 2 weeks ago I heard there was one. I've not heard of any others.
Josh said that his grandmother enjoyed your book.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
So,
Fantastic. Which book would that be?
which chapter too? Man, brother Chris keeps coming in here. He keeps popping in and out. What is he doing?
He's missing out on the fun. He's
Yeah.
probably done cruising on his Harley Davidson around town.
Yeah,
The Harley scooter.
60 times he said. Is that a real number, Chris? Or are you just messing with us?
60 times.
That doesn't seem like a lot. Google.
It seems like, yeah, I mean, I wonder what the I'm trying to Google it now to see. So you have okay, so there's 597 square miles.
Oh, in Oahu.
Yeah. Okay, so now I just need to figure out what that is in Alaska,
Wow.
right?
Brother Chris is right on the money. 60 times.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Way to go, Chris. I thought you were just throwing a number out there.
Yeah.
So we are geographically 60 times bigger than you geographically, but you are way larger and numerically.
We have about 600,000 more people than you do.
So you actually yeah, there's actually a joke about Alaska that like there's like 1 square mile for every person. So we got the whole social distancing thing taken care of.
You got to figure it out. You've been doing that since the beginning of time.
So I can drive 10 minutes from here and build a cabin 10 minutes from here in pretty much any direction, build a cabin and probably, not see anybody for a long time. But you're probably a little more hard pressed to get away from people.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the mountains, though, right? Can you
Yeah.
go to the mountains?
You could.
Yeah. Dude, 60 times bigger. Thanks, Chris, for the info.
You know who just hit 1 million people recently was Montana. They just hit 1 million people in population.
And Montana itself is bigger than your island.
Yeah. Okay, let's answer some questions. Anna says, did you both meet or connect through We met through Periscope. Steve says, Greg, you ever see them filming Hawaii Five-0? Yes. I actually did a live broadcast, Steve. Cookie says, hello again. Oahu has 80% of Hawaii population. That's true. It was Navigate Your Faith. That's what Josh said.
Thank you. Navigate Your Faith. Excellent.
How does tourism compare? Says sure. That's a good question. You want to clarify that question, or unless Papa Bear knows the context of that question?
How does it compare to what it was, or how does it compare between the two states?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Hello, Cookie. I don't know. Alaska is a good percentage of the income of Alaska is tourism. The
really?
number one
I did not know that.
Yeah, but probably the number one industry is oil. Right now, oil has literally tanked pun intended.
Wow.
And
Hi,
so
Nazi.
our economy has plummeted, and it's going to be interesting to see what's going on because of our oil industry right now.
I know ours definitely we plummeted, and I don't think and I'm gonna throw some fake numbers because no, I don't think anybody even knows. But I can see at least 50% of businesses not being able to rebound from this. That's just just because it's tourism based, and I think some people may take the money and run, meaning whatever federal assistance are getting. That's what I see that. That's what I believe. I may be wrong, but I have a friend who was able to get $180,000 loan the very week that Trump announced it to cover payroll for his company. And that'll only last for 6 weeks. I think that's the maximum.
Okay.
But I can see other companies taking that money out and just running with it. I can see that because it's like there's nothing for them right now that they can see that's going to be positive business wise.
Yeah. If you're a company that has to have employees inside of a building, that's going to hurt you versus these people that can convert to their online part of their business. That's really a big difference.
Chris said, interesting
That's
fact,
cool.
this is true. That swimming pool on a Titanic is still filled with water.
Yeah.
We need to get it back on.
That's...
Chris, what are you doing? Why are you commenting? Just get in here, brother. I'll answer Shirley's question. We have
the suicide hotlines have had. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just saw this. Suicide hotlines have had a huge increase of calls. I believe that.
I didn't see that question. Who asked that question?
Well, it's a comment, not a question.
Oh, okay.
I believe it to be true because I think people aren't getting the kind of encouragement and involvement that they need right now.
I believe that. That's what we were talking about earlier. Let me see who wrote it. So for my leaders, I had them read the 7 Stages of Grief, and it was by I forget who wrote it, but anyways, there are 7 stages of grief, and if not dealt with in a timely manner, let me read it off to you, and maybe you guys can. So first is shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and acceptance. And if we don't address those, we're talking about ministry, of course, but we're also even talking about people in their life.
Yeah.
Man, if you can't get through some of that, I can see people getting to that point where they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, somebody said spousal abuse, and I'm sure there's an increase in that as well. I would hope to think also there's also an increase of positive things, and probably more married couples spending time together that they never have before.
Here's a positive thing.
Let
me share some positive things. Check this out. And I preach about it. Okay. So I said, guys, this is such a great opportunity. For the first time in your life, you're actually able to parent your children and teach them because they're your kids. And it's like such a great opportunity for us to be able to grow as a family. All I hear on social media, man, my kids are driving me nuts. I gotta do their work. No, hello, that's what you're supposed to do. You're their parents.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it is a good opportunity, and we're eating together, dinner at the table more often. We're doing
awesome?
homework. Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
I think that's cool. That's cool.
One good statistic is that home invasions have gone down literally 98%.
Oh, I bet. You're not going to rob a house where the whole family's there.
Right?
Yeah. And actually, if you're going to rob a house right now and the people are armed, yeah, it's probably not a good time. People are a little trigger happy right now. If somebody barged in my door right now, I'd probably drop them and then ask questions.
I pity the fool. Says Mr. T.
Yeah. Shoot them and then pray for them.
Less pollution. Josh
Probably.
says, have you guys seen SGN on YouTube? Some good news. I haven't seen that. The smog in
less
LA.
pollution.
I bet the smog went down in LA. You know, the water here in Hawaii, Papa Bear, is beautiful. It's really
Wow.
beautiful.
What's that from? Isn't some of that weather related?
Weather related and just less people in the water.
Stirring it up?
Yeah.
Man, think of all those sad sharks. They're like, I got nothing to munch on.
Yeah. They're probably happy, less fishing.
Yeah. Hey, so I got a question to everybody watching this broadcast. Do you like this format?
Yeah, I apologize if you don't, because honestly, there is a lag and a delay, and sometimes we don't read your questions, so because we enjoy talking to each other. But I see if Yagi asked a question, or she said that I read that homicides are down for 7 weeks. Karen says most people's neighbors are home too.
Okay.
Arrests are on the rise here. Where is that? New York, Stu? What is this? Is it hot? Hold on, guys. Time out. Keep answering. If you guys like it, it's good. Hey, dude, check this out. I'm sorry you can't have any Papa Bear because you're on a diet. My daughter made just fresh out of the oven. Cream cheese, something. Let's open it up.
Those look really good, man. Dog.
Cream cheese
Yeah.
croissant.
Cream cheese croissants.
Wow, what are they called?
Cream cheese croissants?
Oh, okay. Cream cheese croissants. I love croissants. Yeah, I can't have cream cheese anyway. I can stay away from dairy.
Okay.
Look at the white stuff. It's bubbly.
All right, so I didn't see if there was any response, though. Do you guys like this format where we're kind of side by side versus just going?
They're chiming in. They like it.
Yeah, pumpkin pie, whatever. I think that pumpkin pie is highly overrated.
Here's a question. I know we're just bouncing around. I'm going to show off something real quick after I make this statement. But human beings are the only species that continues to drink milk after nursing. And the sad thing about that is they're not even drinking their own milk. They're stealing milk from other animals.
Yeah. That's why I only drink breast milk.
Yeah. Very healthy.
So, actually, I'm told in the UK that you can.
I don't know if it's a good joke or not, but it's funny. I will, Steve. Oh, let me blow my nose out of the mic.
We're gonna get in trouble.
That good? Get in?
So Greg's gonna gain 5 pounds before the broadcast ends, huh?
I just read Chris's comment. He says, I broke my fingers milking an almond. And that's a funny question. It's how in the world do you milk an almond?
You don't, man. If it didn't come from a nipple, it's not milk. That's my theory.
It's like Greg said in Meet the Parents. It's like it's a little, he was talking about milking a cat. But anyways.
Yeah.
So Cookie says it's a good format. So since we're talking about eating, check this out. I made an investment to my future. Let me share. I want to share this with you guys. It's going to help you guys keep me accountable. So I went to the store today, and I bought some. Can't see it. Where is it? Bought some protein powder. This is it's a whey isolate blend.
Okay.
And I'm gonna miss a few comments, guys. So keep posting them.
Okay.
Are you guys on the same? No, we're 1 hour different. And let's open up another.
1 hour.
We got some more protein.
Yeah.
This is by Man Nutrition or Man Sports.
Wow.
I also went old school. Bought some old school aminos by Universal Nutrition. Okay. They're pure beef liver.
Wow.
Got a little bit of creatine, arginine for pre-workout. Got a little bit of Animal Flex. This is for us old guys. This is a joint supplement.
There you go.
And then my last one is, it's called Animal Omega, which is a pre-packaged essential oil mix, like salmon oil. I mean, how I read it.
Yeah.
Flaxseed,
now,
salmon.
do you put all of those products in one drink when you mix it up?
No,
No?
no. I used to take daily when I was. If you look at my picture, that definitely is not recent. But I used to take anywhere from 55 to 65 pills a day. So that would be spread throughout my meals. Oh my gosh, we're missing a lot of comments. So
Yeah, we
let's
are.
see what
Let you play catch up.
it's good for it. Very clear. Milk is good. Are you guys on the same time? No, we're not. I go through 5 gallons of milk a week. Says Gina. Wow,
Wow. Yeah.
that's a lot of milk.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Jack LaLanne? No, no, I'm not. I am not Jack LaLanne. Do you put oil on beard? That's a good question. Do you put oil on your beard, Papa Bear?
Yeah, I do. I do every day. So at night I put coconut oil on my beard, and I roll my beard up at night. I literally like put it in a hair clip. I roll my beard up, and it's just to protect it at night. So it's usually rolled up and looks something like this at night. Kind of rolled up.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then during the day I have a kind of a high end hair oil that I use on it. In fact, I just ordered so much. In fact, I'm doing more shopping online than I ever have before. Now, Alaskans do a lot of online shopping
Hi, Missy.
because of the remoteness of where we live. But I'm kind of curious, to all the viewers, are you guys that are watching right now, are you catching yourself doing more online shopping than you ever have in the past? Is there like an increase?
That's a good question. That's a very good
Yeah.
question.
I think it's pretty soft for a beard. I don't know. I don't touch a lot of guys' beards, so I don't know.
Dr. Ahmed says no. Steve
Yeah,
says about the
we got some
same.
yes.
Vyagi says not shopping much. Let me share something. That's why I was laughing. Is dude, everything is shut down in Hawaii. That's not essential. So it's ironic, and I'm gonna get a little bit conspiracy theorist, maybe political on this statement, but man, I'm shopping at Target and Walmart like 5 times a week each combined, well, separately. So basically 10 times. I'm literally at because there's nowhere else to go, and I can't stay at home. I mean, I work, so I'm an essential employee if you want to put it that way. But what bothers me about that is why in the world can Walmart sell you a TV, a T-shirt, and a bunch of things that are not essential? And my own neighbor who owns a essential, I mean, he owns a mom and pop store. Why can't he open his doors? And I get it; they're trying to limit, but to me that bothers because right now all the major corporations are thriving, and the mom and pop businesses are not. And
It
so, but
makes
I
you
get,
wonder.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's messed up. And as far as being a health risk, wouldn't the mom and pop seem to be a safer place than Target?
I think so. That's what I think. You know,
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, it's definitely not a logical assumption the way they shut things down.
and it affects our church too. So for those people that don't know, and we don't talk about it much on Periscope because we try to be ninja about it. But I'm a pastor, so is Ron, and our church we're abiding by the laws of the land. We're honoring our governor, our mayor. But the reality is, if you were to come to my house and I would say, man, we are an essential service. We shouldn't close our doors. But we do honor the law of the land. But at the same time, we're wise about it. We're researching what are the policies, how can we work around that. So we still assemble. We
Yeah,
just do it
yeah,
within reason. So
yeah. Some good comments coming up right now.
yeah, let's catch up. I miss a lot. So Dr. Ahmed decreases his shopping. Michael somewhat he has found local small businesses and buy from. Viagi is in agreement. Shirley as well. Business less space to social distance. That's true, but Gina, that's a good point. But also by law here in Hawaii, there's a certain square footage that's allowed per individual. So like when you go to Costco, they hold the line for
Yeah,
about 30 minutes before you can go in because they're counting people. So to me,
yeah,
that formula works for small businesses too, in my opinion. So
yeah.
two Home Depot shoppers in here.
I would rather support the small businessman,
Yeah.
the small business person who has a shop. I'd rather support them.
Definitely. I wish I could. The only way I can do it is by doing online orders, which some are
Yeah.
doing it. And so, speaking of,
Yeah.
where's my hat? Hey, if anybody wants to support a small business, this is my friend Casey. She owns a clothing company
So
here in
you
Hawaii.
can. So in Indiana, governor said that you can have elective surgeries starting tomorrow. What does elective surgeries actually mean? Oh, that's cool.
What's the other app?
So if you look it up, Faithful Law, you guys can buy stuff that are birthed out of here in Hawaii. So yeah, what?
Awesome.
Yeah, elective surgeries. Explain that.
Yeah, I think I've heard the term a lot, but I don't really know. Oh, so a tummy tuck is elective, not electric, elective
Oh,
surgery.
it's like school.
So is that considered a non-essential, like a physical fix or upgrade that is not like saving your life? Is that what it'd be?
So like cosmetic versus life saving.
So like if I wanted to go get butt implants, that would be an elective surgery.
You know what? Save your money. I'll give you some of mine. I've got more than enough. Trust me.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
But Robbie
Um,
says, explain Ige's stupidity. Are you from Hawaii, Hachi? But Robbie, are you from Hawaii? He brought up an interesting statement. If he's talking about the governor of Ige, here's the crazy thing, Robbie. I'm going to focus on you because I like you. Explain that, because a lot of people in the beginning were blasting our governor. Like, and I get it. Maybe he's not the smartest person on earth. I don't know. I've met him. But here's the thing. I don't care who's responsible for it, Barabi, but check this out. We have 1 million less people entering our state every month because of the policies they put in place. If you go to Aloha Stadium right now, there are literally thousands upon thousands of rental cars sitting in a parking lot because they're not on the road. We only have 14 deaths in the entire state of Hawaii. So whether it's substantiated, true, false, whatever, the fact is the numbers that they're putting up are considerably lower than some other states. I personally don't describe to the whole fear factor of it all, but I do like the numbers that I see. So whether Ige is the brains behind the operation or not, so Ige is our governor, you can say one morning. I can't dispute the fact that, man, this is the first time in history that Hawaii is healing. The land is healing, the people are healing, and it's a beautiful thing. So anyways, I'll get off that horse.
Yeah. Now the thing that'll be interesting though is after the dust settles, like for Hawaii, what other death numbers are going to be going up when they start because of the shutdown, because people don't have access to their regular doctor, their physician, and the medical that they need, or the products, or the elderly that needs their medication, but they can't go to the pharmacy because it's shut down, or this is or that. I wonder how many other deaths are going to go up because they're starting to track that other categories of death are increasing.
Yeah.
Including suicide.
I'm gonna keep fighting for the babies because I have 4 kids, and it's like, who's gonna track those numbers this year? Nobody's even tracked it yet, at least publicly. I get it, 50,000 people died, but how many babies did we abort already in the past 12 months? I mean, that's a real number to me, and I'm super passionate. And I apologize to anybody. Oh my God, he's talking about it. Well, hey, God, man, I got 4 kids.
Wow.
Come on.
What country is that you're talking about? 150,000 people in your country and only 1 death. COVID.
Oh, in your county, Brother Michael. You're in California.
Oh, county, not country. Sorry, I read it wrong. In California, and only 1 death out of 150,000 people.
So Barabi says the mandate is not proportionate to reality.
Can I read the comments for you?
Yeah, you can.
True.
Well, I need to hear.
Yeah, true. Wow.
Can I read it on?
That's crazy, man.
I'll say this, Bron. It's like you're in my living room or I'm in yours. This is cool.
It is cool, huh? I like this. So
except we're not drinking coffee together or we're not eating together. It's fine.
Someday, as soon as you tell me they open things up, maybe I'll make a flight over there, huh?
Well, here's the thing: we're going to open up a Hope Center in Barry's church. Hopefully this year. Yeah, this year. I'm not sure because he's trying to open up the children's center. So, but that's the plan. So if that's the case, we'll be up there.
Okay. Now, is that similar to the Dream Center?
I think that's maybe. So Hope Center Ministries, we have 20 Hope Centers around the world.
Okay.
And it's a discipleship program, 12 months,
Okay.
8 months, 12-month program. And it's based on a 12-step, but we are faith-based, Christian-based. And,
Yeah.
so it is a tough program. It's not easy, but when you guys graduate, they're ready to be the man of God that they're called to be, you know. Let's catch up with some comments. Mike says they have 35 infected. The numbers reported are based on tested. How many people are yet to be tested? That's a good question, Shirley. Michael has a good point, too. He says testing does nothing. You could be tested free and the next day get it.
True. So testing has it doesn't mean you're good to go. It just means you haven't got it yet.
Wordcraft says, how's it Kanakas in Alaska? How? So Joanne's other half on social media, on Oriental Combo, you guys know George. He actually works for a company. I'm pretty sure this is public knowledge because I remember him talking about it. But the company he works for, they are the ones that Trump is working with publicly. So his company is the one that's working on those tests, and the test I believe is the one basically to test if you had it before. I forget what the word is. Somebody help me out with the verbiage. And
all right. So when you say the comment was tourism 6 to 12 months away, for where? Where is that at?
Hawaii. I think he's talking about Hawaii.
You don't think it'll be another 6 months before they open up tourism?
I don't know. If they do that, we're going to have to change our industry, which might be a good thing. Let's see what he says. Antibodies. Yes, thank you, Gina. So
I think he was talking about Joanne from California. Yeah.
So Robbie says it's over. What if it is? Here's some cool thing about that. If you're from Hawaii, that's a potentially beautiful thing. Anybody that knows the history about Hawaii, the story of Hawaii, the origin of when it came to where we are now, there were 5 wealthy businessmen that had to rise on Hawaii. I believe one was a Russian. I forget where the others were from. But they had a plan to commercialize Hawaii way in the late 1700s, or my time could be off.
Wow.
But we had a mink industry. Obviously, we had export of sugar, pineapples, other types of industries. So we did have an industry where we actually sent things out to make money. Whereas now it's like, if you don't come here and spend your money, we're done. We don't have an industry. So it might be a blessing in disguise, Barabi. You never know.
Wait a minute. Doesn't Hawaii still produce like sugar?
Not anymore. Not on a global scale. We do produce it for like little pockets and boutiques. But if you remember CNH.
CNH. Pure cane sugar from Hawaii. Yeah, I remember the commercials.
Yeah. So they shut down, I think, 20 years ago, maybe even longer here in Hawaii.
Pineapple? Coconut?
Most of you guys, pineapple doesn't even come from Hawaii. It comes from like South America somewhere.
That's messed up. So maybe you need to get some property out there in the hills and plant some pineapple.
Well, we do have some property on a big island, but it's not agricultural land. You got to have ag land in order to. Now, if we do it ourselves for our own consumption, that's easy. But who wants to do that? Who wants to work for the food?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking, can't it be a marketable thing? I would rather buy a pineapple from Hawaii than South America.
I think it could be in a sense of the people that can afford the quality. But when you're competing with other countries, when their labor rates are crazy, they're low. There's no way. Yeah, I don't think so anyway.
You still have a C&H sugar factory locally. Where's that at?
California, I think.
Oh,
Robbie
yeah.
says sandalwood was a big export years ago. Sandalwood is what kind of wood is that? Missy or Robbie?
Man, California is losing businesses like crazy. Before this virus ever hit the fan, they were already losing. I forget.
The
every
virus
month,
hit the fan.
thousands.
That's not a bad analogy.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a funny one, actually. here's a funny fact. Okay, when I sneeze in my mask,
Yeah.
forgive me, guys, but I take my mask off. I am not going to keep the sneeze in my mask, and I probably shouldn't have done that, but I apologize. I'm being irresponsible.
Wow.
Rodeo, California, Hawaii.
You're gonna have to come out with a mask with a sneeze repressor.
Yeah, like it lets it out and then it closes it real quick.
Yeah. They actually make fart repressing underwear.
I've seen that.
So you know.
It's green, just in case. I want to answer this comment. So Barabi says, maybe Papa Bear can answer this question. And I'm going to agree and disagree with him. I agree with him with the concept, but I disagree with the logistics of it. Here he says, Hawaii needs to be completely self-sustaining, agriculturally speaking. I agree with that, but that means you've got to thin out a population. We're not Alaska, we're not Montana or the Midwest where we have an abundance of acreage, So I agree, but where's it going to come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a type of tree that grows in high elevation on Mauna Kea. Oh, okay.
What about bananas? Do you have banana trees there?
We do. We've got I got a banana tree in my backyard, actually. Hey, are the bananas ripe yet? No. I got banana. So I have banana trees in my yard. I got papaya trees. I have 4 coconut trees in my yard right now.
You should send me some bananas from your yard.
I don't know if I could. They might not be. Actually, I could send it green. It should arrive. That'd be cool just to send it.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man.
But I don't know how strict Alaska is with agriculture. Hawaii, they're pretty strict about agricultural.
In the mail?
Just in general, yeah. You can't just send any fruits or vegetables to Hawaii or anything living without somebody opening it up and checking it.
Right, because they don't want some insect to be introduced to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It would probably flourish. I'm thinking insects do really well there.
So Guam, Hawaii learned a lesson from Guam. If anybody knows anything about Guam, they're very similar to Hawaii in terms of our weather. Well, they had little to no regulation when it came to reptiles. And they had the brown tree snake that entered the state and literally killed every indigenous bird there was. And there are some species that are indigenous just to that area that are extinct now because somebody decided to bring in a brown tree snake. And so Hawaii is not going to take after that.
Yeah, so you're not allowed to even have pet snakes in Hawaii, right?
Yeah. 2 good questions. Number 1 is, are you supposed to cut off the tip before eating it? I don't know. I don't eat the tip, so I don't. Karen says, is taro native to Hawaii? I don't think taro is native to Hawaii, but Hawaii does have its own taro, which you can't find anywhere else.
Wow. Well, they're having competitions now to catch pythons in Florida. And it was a pet problem because they're not indigenous. So years ago, people started wow, this snake is scary, so I'll just let it go in the backyard. And they adapted really well to the weather. Yeah. And they're pretty much taking over the Everglades.
Barabi made an interesting statement. I don't know if you guys can read it. He says, fish sure is cheap right now in Hawaii. I was just there yesterday, Barabi. I don't know if it was fresh island fish, but I was at Pier 38, and I bought 25 pounds of ahi sashimi grade. I won't tell you how
Yeah.
much I paid for a pound, but let's just say, well, I'll just say it was like $2.25 a pound, which is unbelievable.
Cheap.
It's
Way
$20 a pound, and I know because I
Wow.
cleaned that fish yesterday. It's $20 a pound for the grade that I got. So I
Okay.
agree.
Someone just asked what the lockdown is like in Alaska. Alaska doesn't actually have a lockdown. I can still hop in my truck and drive to Anchorage. I can still drive anywhere on the state. Some of the villages have lockdown. If you're in a remote place, they're locking down. But all the cities don't have a lockdown. I can drive anywhere I want. It's really not a lockdown. It's just that there's so many things closed. There's less reason to be traveling.
I want to speak to that if I may. I think one of the reasons why you guys don't have a lockdown, obviously, because of the population ratio to your square footage of land, but I think you guys are pretty wise about it. Like, for some reason, the way I look at it, when the government comes in and regulates, and I get it, there are people that don't use wisdom. When a government comes in and sets regulations for the people, basically what they're saying is you're too dumb or too stupid to do it yourself, so we're going to tell you how to do it. And that's how I feel when it comes to government regulations. And I get it, some people got to be told, but that just speaks volumes about Alaska, that you guys don't have a lockdown. That's pretty awesome, especially in Anchorage, which is what your more heavily populated city.
Mm-hmm.
So that speaks volumes about you guys. It really does.
Someone asked about restaurants. Yeah, most restaurants have been shut down, but not takeout or delivery. So if restaurants already have a delivery system, they're doing great. And the other restaurants are taking advantage of like DoorDash. Yeah, a lot of home delivery.
I don't think Warren Buffett made a mistake when he made the statement many years ago, maybe 5 years ago. He said there's going to be the largest shift of wealth in American history. And he didn't say what it was or why it was. I think he may have said a couple of details, but this is something that's given us a glimpse of that. I mean, just think about it. Yeah, we say we're shut down, but somebody's still open. And who are those businesses? Who are those people?
Wow.
You know? Somebody's raking in the benefits of that.
That's crazy. Dude, that's cool. So I think we should open up to questions. Any other questions?
Let's see. I may have missed a couple.
Okay, so some of the cities in Southern California are reopening beaches, but others are arresting people on them. Yeah, I don't get that. Why are some open and the other places? I saw that video of a boat going out after a guy surfing. He's by himself surfing, and he gets arrested. They put him in jail where he's actually more subject to catching something than if he's out on the ocean. Pretty ignorant for law enforcement to be doing that.
It sounds like you may have inadvertently unplugged your wire a little bit. Maybe check your wire because you're coming in like a robot.
You know what? I am a robot. Are you talking about me right now?
Yeah.
Is it still coming in like that?
Yep.
I doubt what's going on. Can you hear me now?
You sound like a scary demonic robot.
Well. That's how I sound in the morning before coffee.
Yeah. I think I'm okay. Is my audio okay, guys?
Yeah, you sound great. So I still sound fuzzy.
You sound scary.
All right. Maybe that's my key to get out of here.
Yeah.
You should bring somebody else in. This has been fun. Who said perfect?
That's so scary. Oh my god, stop talking.
Move up from dial to dial. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and cut me out of here.
Thank you, brother. It's been good having you. If you guys are not following him, Make sure you follow him on Periscope, Papa Bear Alaska, or if you want to connect with him on his website, it's papabearalaska.com. It's in the bottom of my screen. I'm gonna end it unless if Chris is in here, who where is he? I'm gonna answer a couple of questions. I'm gonna end it. I'm smelling some good food, man. My kids are eating something. Let me just welcome some people in the room. Of course, got Papa Bear, Brother Mike, Hulk Hogan, Brother Ruben, T Roses. So thank you for being here, Faith. Thank you for being here, Jay, Shirley, Native Hawaiian American, who is Wordcraft. Thank you for being in here. Lama Lita, thank you for being in here. And so what are the comments? Let me see the comments. Of course, Karen. Hilo side is all good. I'm from Hilo. That's where I'm from originally. Born and raised. Well, I say born and raised. A third of my life, maybe a quarter now. But KL side, yeah. If you ever come to Oahu, Hilo, gotta bring us some opihi, man. The best opihi is on the Big Island, especially the kuele. The kuele is the for those that don't know, kuele is the big fat ones that don't leave the water. Normally, the kuele is there below the surface of the water. So we're gonna end it, guys. I just wanted to see if yellows, bro, and actually there's some green ones that if they're near a freshwater stream, those are tasty too. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if I ever had the reds. For sure, I had the yellows or the orangey yellow ones with the leaf on top of the shell. Yeah. You know who has really good opihi is Oregon. Wow, it's tasty. So, all right, guys. I don't see Chris in here because I would bring him in. Hey, thank you for the hearts, Steve Rico. Man, you dropped 4,900 hearts. Karen, 5,000 hearts. Thank you, and everybody else at the top of the screen. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. You guys are really engaging. I appreciate that. One more time, if you guys are not following Papa Bear, make sure you follow him. Go onto his website. It's on my what do you call that, on my screen. Thank you for all the locals, all the local brothers in my scope. Thank you for keeping it real and local. Californians, thank you for being here, and every other state that was in here. Thank you, guys. We're gonna end it for now, unless Chris Rossetti magically pops into the screen. So, congratulations. I think it's is it Karen? Or is it I think Karen and Corner Kid are the winners of my giveaway. Cole, can you give me my Poke Mix real quick? I'm gonna show you guys something. I wanna do
where is it?
it's in on the counter right there. So I think it's Karen. Thank you, Papa Bear. Love you, man. So I'm gonna show you what the Hawaiian giveaway was the other day, and I already messaged them. Thank you, brother Steve. Hold on. It's like right there. Like it's a little package and it says Poke Mix on it. Okay, if you look, did you find it? Maybe it's right there. It's a little no. I don't know where you're going. It's a package, a clear package. It says Poke Mix on it, either on the counter or it's right there. Yeah, that's the one. We'll show you guys what you want. I think it's Karen. Oh, if it's not you, Karen, I apologize. But I messaged them on Twitter. So it's not that expensive, but I think I like giving away. I don't. It's not about the price, guys, but it's just about the coolness. So I showed you guys how to make fresh poke on Periscope the other day. It's raw fish. So there are two winners. And if you want to know how to make this, just watch my replays from a couple of days ago. So I'm giving two of these away. I also have a couple of chocolate Hawaiian chocolate thingies that we're gonna give away next week. And I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but it's been sitting in my bedroom. But I'll figure out a day and time where I can broadcast it. Maybe tomorrow. I'm actually taking a day off tomorrow. I think I'm trying to, anyways. So. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for your time, your hearts, super hearts, your data, all that good stuff. Once again, make sure you guys are following Papa Bear Alaska. It's been a pleasure to hang out with him. And until the day we organically meet, we'll resort to these online discussions. Just as a closing and a recap, Alaska and Hawaii are doing really well. We are actually 2 states that are in the top 10. And I say that top 10 meaning we had the least amount of fatalities nationwide. We're probably in the top 5. I haven't researched it. But it's not you? Okay, I'll figure out who it was. But it's on Twitter. So so we're doing really good in regards to COVID-19. Part of it is I think our governors, for the most part, did a decent job on the measures required. So, all right, guys, I am out of here. Thank you. Until tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless you guys. Hui ho. Aloha and mahalo. Chee-hoo. All right, guys. Aloha.